Up front, TikTok has been taking down or muting a lot of our videos within minutes of them being posted. If you're seeing this video and it's muted, you can also find it on our YouTube and Facebook.
What's up, fam of Liberty, on this cold-ass Taco Tuesday? What's up, everyone else watching this video who's not following our channel for some inexplicable reason? It's your new best friend, Big Sarge, the artist formerly known as Admin Tim, founder of the Sons of Liberty. If you're new to our channel, then let me go ahead and spell out exactly where I stand so there's absolutely, positively zero doubt about where I stand on certain things. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck the Republican bootlicking party. Fuck MAGA traitors. And don't any one of you sad little cucks ever thank me or any other veteran for our service. And go fuck yourselves. This ain't no safe space for bootlicking simps for a Wish.com fascist oligarch and wannabe authoritarian tyrant. If that makes you mad and rustles your jimmies, then Admin Tim 316 says, get fucked and die mad about it. Now that you know where I stand on things, maybe consider following the channel after you watch this video. And if you don't follow, then that's okay. Thanks for the view count anyway, champ. Yesterday I posted an exclusive video on the Sons of Liberty OnlyFams page. That's right, I said OnlyFams. I'm not going to tell you whether or not the video is safe for work. Only you can determine that. If you've seen it, please do not spoil it in the comments. Yesterday I also posted a video about my thoughts on Dark Brandon pardoning his son Hunter Biden. I could have gone into a lot more detail about why I couldn't care less, but I did not. I also blasted Democrat politicians for giving a shit about it in the face of everything that Trump has done since 2016, and I forgot to mention that piece of rat shit Dinesh D'Souza, who also got a pardon. What I should have also included was media culpability in driving this narrative about Biden's pardon. Right now, literally every fucking single stupid lazy cunt in the media is practically choking on Donald Trump's little mushroom pee-pee because this is their big story. What they should be doing is absolutely raising holy hell about every single bad cabinet pick that Trump is about to foist upon us. Nobody but conservatives give a shit about Hunter Biden, and the fake news narrative about his laptop and margarine trader greed's absolutely riveted attention on Hunter's cock. I mean, considering what an adulteress she is, I'm not surprised. She looks like someone who thirsts for a good dicking down, but she also looks and acts like the reason why everyone says don't stick your dick in crazy. The day the media and the American people decided to ignore Jared Kushner's $2 billion payout from the Saudis, who brutally murdered a journalist, by the way, and then put an insurrection inciting convicted felon, admitted sexual predator, serial philanderer, habitual liar, and adjudicated rapist back in the White House after he thoroughly botched his first term, that was the day that I stopped giving a flying fuck at a rolling donut about any of your motherfucking moral high ground arguments. Like, seriously, go fuck yourself with that bullshit. Let's go, Dark Brandon. And also, fuck the media. You're all a bunch of whores, and I mean that literally. Go take Trump's money, and by that I mean figuratively, since your whole fucking fourth estate exists to make your shareholders money, and that money comes from the sad bargain bin clown car that is the Trump administration 2 electric boogaloo. I hope Dark Brandon takes his Trump Supreme Court granted presidential immunity out for a fucking victory lap, and I hope he thoroughly fucking trashes everything on the way out because fuck this bullshit. Like, we are in the shittiest timeline in a third world shithole, and I am thoroughly fucking done pretending we're anything but absolutely fucked. Thank you, MAGA. Go fuck yourselves for ruining this country. Woo! God damn! Anyway, the point of today's video is to talk about Pete Hegseth, who's currently Donald Trump's pick to be the Secretary of Defense. Now, if you're not a fucking MAGA moron who lives in a cave and fucks his sister, you're painfully aware of the fact that Donald Trump has a verifiable history of appointing his family members to cabinet and staff positions, and that he appoints the least qualified but most loyal people. And by loyal, I mean bootlicking sycophants who keep his nasty diaper-clad ass clean by licking it constantly. Pete Hegseth is also a misogynist who thinks women are basically just there to be objects for his sexual pleasure, which also matches with what Donald Trump thinks. And remember, Trump said his own daughter was a hot piece of ass, and that's when she was still underage, but notice how conservatives aren't ready to have that conversation ever, either. Anyway, Pete thinks that women don't belong in the military. Never mind the fact that Harriet Tubman now outranks him. If you have followed our page since at least April of last year, then you're aware of the fact that every year we talk about Southern Unionists, people from the South who remained loyal to the United States during the Civil War. So you're also aware then that women have served in frontline combat roles in the United States since the American Revolution. And if you don't know, then now you know, motherfucker. But this isn't just Pete Hegseth's misogyny that's a serious problem. Hegseth sounds like a medical condition. You know what smegma is? If you don't, go Google it. It's like from under cheese from under my nuts. But I'm gonna start calling Pete Hegseth Pete Hegseth, or just Smegma. Now, y'all know, or you should know, that your boy Big Sarge is a combat veteran and former non-commissioned officer in the United States Army. And whilst Pete Smegma is technically a veteran, in my professional military opinion, he's absolutely unqualified to lead the Department of Defense. This guy's officer evals were so mid that it paints a picture of someone who's barely tolerated by anyone, probably because they desperately needed bodies in his guard unit. If you've ever worn a uniform, you know the type of leader that I mean. This guy was a warm pulse filling a billet, and because it's the guard, I hate to say it, but it was probably a fucking buddy billet. The guy couldn't lead ants out of a wet paper bag, not even his fellow veterans like this dude. Smegma was part of the advocacy groups Veteran for Freedoms and Concerned Veterans of America. Now, if you know anything at all about veterans advocacy groups like IAVA and other similar orgs, then you know that there's a wide variety of people in varying political beliefs across the spectrum, and there are veterans of all walks of life in these orgs. You'll find a melting pot of cultures and beliefs and values, just like you would in America. Same thing with the military. Well, it used to be the same thing. Remember how America was once called a melting pot before conservatives decided that they hate foreigners and anyone who's not a straight white Christian man? Anyway, so along with that melting pot concept comes the expectation of a median of tolerance, because obviously that's how the military is able to function. There's a saying, there's no such thing as color in the military, only the red for the blood that we all shed. Or in the Army, we just say the only color here is Army green. So you'd have to be an enormous shitbag to be universally reviled by the various veterans in a veteran service organization. And I say this as one of the few liberals at my local VFW and American Legion posts who gets along with all the conservative codgers there. Pete Smegma got kicked out of Veterans for Freedom because his penchant for embezzling and misusing funds came to light. Pay attention here, because you're going to see repeated patterns of misconduct. He was accused of personal misconduct, sexual impropriety, which for veterans has to be fucking wild considering what a bunch of weirdos we are, and he was also accused of financial mismanagement. Basically, this guy was such a scumbag that Veterans for Freedom got rid of him and then closed down because he'd fucking ruined it. And that takes talent. So what does Smegma do? He goes to another VSO called Concerned Veterans for America, and sure enough, was universally hated there too. Not only was he a drunken frat boy, but he was also credibly accused of sexual assault. Remember when I say pay attention here? I just want to say that if there's a fucking problem everywhere you go, the lowest common denominator in that equation is you, motherfucker. Smegma was also accused of getting drunk and shouting, "Kill all Muslims, kill all Muslims." So evidently, Smegma used Concerned Veterans for America the same way that he used Veterans for Freedom, as a personal wallet to get drunk and use his position to score with chicks. And when he couldn't score with chicks, he'd sexually assault them. Remember when I said pay attention? Smegma got kicked out of Concerned Veterans for America and went to some other place that welcomes sexual harassment and sexual predators, and by that I mean Fox News. In October of 2017, Smegma was invited as a speaker at the California Federation of Republican Women's Convention, which is wild. Like, let's invite a known sexual predator to... You know what? It's like conservatives love sexual predators and pedophiles unless they're not Trump supporters. Anyway, so the police report is now online, and it goes a little something like this. Smegma's story is that he had consensual sex with a married woman whose husband and children were with her at a hotel. This takes place, by the way, 2 months after a woman with whom he'd had an extramarital affair had his baby. Pete Smegma, by the way, claims to be a champion of traditional family values. Actually, so does the entire Republican Party and conservative platform, but clearly they shit the bed with that one since they voted for a fucking rapist who's cheated on his first wife with his soon-to-be second wife, and then cheated on his second wife with his soon-to-be third wife, and then cheated on his third wife who just given birth to his son Barron, who, by the way, I still say give that motherfucker a DNA test because that whole family just seems weirdly incestuous, and I bet they're all fucking each other. Anyway, so Pete Smegma claims that he had a consensual encounter with a married woman whose husband and kids were at that same hotel. Now, I realize that we're talking about the sexual morality of Republicans, and that's basically an oxymoron at this point. But when you have to define your encounter as consensual, you're automatically suspect to begin with. Her side of the story is that Smegma date raped her, which is still wild considering she was married and her husband and kids were at that hotel. Like, do y'all motherfuckers hear yourselves? And look, I'm not trying to victim blame at all here, so don't get that idea. I'm just saying conservatives claim to be the party of family values, but whose values? Sure isn't my family. Holy shit. Like, you're on a date with Pete Smegma at a Republican women's convention and your husband and kids are at the same hotel? Just the optics of that alone are bad, to say nothing of the unfortunate, disgusting, real tragedy of sexual assault. But the other real tragedy here is that in spite of Smegma's incompetence, his penchant for embezzling money and his penchant for infidelity and his penchant for sexual assault is exactly like Donald Trump in that regard. If Trump were a shitty failed military officer instead of a bitch-made coward who dodged the draft. So conservatives won't care, and in fact will cheer and celebrate his clown-ass piece of shit. That's who we are now, and I absolutely fucking resent being associated with any of it. So for all of you MAGA boot-licking cucks out there simping for fascists, and all you piece of shit liberals and progressives who sat this one out, sold this out and voted for Trump, or otherwise protest voted, go fuck yourselves too, you fucking ball bag cunts. Hashtag not sorry, not sorry. Obligatory disclaimers. The resistance starts with us. To that end, we've begun organizing local Sons of Liberty chapters by region. We're doing all of this on the Sons of Liberty Discord server because social media CEOs like capitalist pig Mark Zuckerberg and apartheid Andy can't deplatform us there or mute or censor our content. What's Discord, you might ask? It started out as a program for gamers, but even if you're not a gamer, you can still hang out with the Sons of Liberty admin team and the Fam of Liberty on our Discord, and it has a lot of different functions. Shoot the shit, fight with other angry liberals until I ban you, learn about home defense, self-defense, martial arts, get updates from social media. Our Discord can be ping heavy thanks to the many social media outlets that we have which are integrated into this Discord, but you can disable those, and if you need assistance, let us know on Discord. The invite link to our Discord is in the Throatpunch at the end of this video. It's also in the YouTube video description and in the TikTok and YouTube channel descriptions. If you like the shirts or the hoodie that I wear in my videos, some of them, but not all of them, are available in the Sons of Liberty merch store, which is listed in the link tree in our TikTok and YouTube channel description. On YouTube, it's also in the video description. If you like our video content, then we'd appreciate very much if you'd follow us on all of the other socials, whichever ones that you've got. We've got BlueSky, we've got OnlyFams, we've got Facebook, we've got Instagram. On YouTube and TikTok, we'd also appreciate it if you'd subscribe, like, and get notifications on our channel. A little bit of a different process on TikTok, but if you're on TikTok, you already know that. You can help us extend our reach by sharing our video content on all of your socials. You can help us beat the algorithm by leaving us at least 7 words in the comments. 7 words is the magic number for the algorithm to determine that your engagement on our content is meaningful and that it should suggest our video content and our channel to people who watch the same things that you watch. That's how the algorithm works on YouTube and every other social media platform, so be cognizant of that on places where you support your favorite content creators. On that note, if you can't think of anything to say and you still want to leave a comment, then the phrase, "I made it to the end, Big Sarge," is 8 words. 2 claps and a Rick. Pete Smegma Seth is a piece of shit and bootlicking traitor, and it's sad that bro can't get laid without sexually assaulting someone. I said it. Woo! Now guess what time it is? And now it's time for the Throatpunch! Woo! Now guess what time it is?